everyone, welcome back to Wix Fix. I hope you're having a fantastic day. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can add SEO markup or schema markup to your Wix website. Now, if you aren't aware of what SEO markup is and what exactly it does, well, let's say I search up how to use Google. If you use the schema or SEO markup correctly, it can appear as like a video right here. Or if you have some sort of tutorial or some kind of question that you answer, it can appear here. And of course, you can apply steps to it as well. And let's say you sell products on your website. If you want to add schema markup to it, then it can appear in search results like this or down here as well. Now, of course, Wix does typically apply some general schema markup to your SEO and to your pages. However, let's say you have a blog post, and in that blog post, it kind of teaches you how to do something with a bunch of steps. Well, sometimes the Wix schema SEO markup will treat it just as a normal blog post rather than a how-to. So you can apply your own schema markup to it to give yourself a better chance of ranking higher on Google with better steps. And so you can appear as something like this rather than something like these, which obviously don't draw your attention as much as stuff like this does. So let's go ahead and start. So let's just say we have a blog, and maybe in this blog, it's a how-to for how to create a blog in Wix or something. Now, obviously, I only put 3 steps here, and there's a lot more steps to it. But let's say we want to add schema for this. So let's go ahead and go over to this website. I will obviously include the link in the description. And for something like this, let's just go ahead and say this is a how-to. And for the name, let's go ahead and say how to start a blog in Wix, just like that. The total time, let's just say it takes 2 minutes. And if you have an image URL, you can paste that here. And let's just say step 1 is open the editor. So we'll come over here. Step 1 will be open the editor. And if you have an image URL or URL or name for this step, you can put that here as well. Step 2, which is add the blog. So in here, we'll say add the blog. And then step 3 will be create a post. Just like that. So now, as you can see over here on the right, it has created our schema here for us. And if you wanted to, you could test this schema. So just to make sure that there's no problems with Google, which I'll go ahead and do that right here. You can just go ahead and say test code. It'll kind of test it out for a minute or two and then tell you if there's any errors, which it looks like I did have some, which it looks like all the fields that I'm missing are just the optional ones. So of course you might want to actually fill in all of those for the best results. But then we can go ahead and copy this. And then if we come back over to our blog post, go into our SEO settings, then over here, you'll see in the top right, we'll have an advanced settings. And for structured markup, we can go ahead and add a new markup, and we can literally just paste in this markup right here and go ahead and press apply. Or we need to give it a name real quick. So this one is write blog, and we'll go ahead and press apply. So now when we publish this and publish the website and everything like that, and we look up how to write a blog in Wix, then we could get results similar to this one right here, where we have steps where this would basically say like how to create a blog in Wix, and then we'd have our 3 steps right here. Now for products, you know, maybe you want to do something a little bit different. So instead of how to, you could go ahead and do a product. And then here you want to give the name of the product, the image of the product, the brand, identification, which I guess is like you can use SKU, I think is the most popular. So you can put the SKU number here, the product description, and all of this type of stuff. And once again, you can go ahead and copy that once you are done. And we can go over to your store products. And if we open up, let's say we did it for these shoes right here. Then what we can do is press Edit SEO Settings. Again, we'll go to the Advanced tab. We'll do Structured Markup, and we'll add a new markup. We'll paste it in, and we'll just say this one is for shoes, and we'll go ahead and press Apply. So now, hypothetically, the markup for these shoes should be applying on Google if someone searches shoes, which is super generic, and I don't recommend just doing that. But you have a better chance of ranking and being displayed here as one of the products here on Google if someone were to type shoes or something probably more specific. Maybe you just want to add a markup or your own custom markup to your normal pages. So you can either choose organization and fill this out, or you can even go down to person if you're just a kind of like a portfolio website, or you can come down to website here as well. Now this one doesn't have as many fields in it, but of course, let's just say you wanted to add this to your generic pages. You can just copy this code, come over to the editor, and if we go over to the pages icon, press this 3 dots next to the page that we're changing the SEO for, go to SEO Basics, then over here on the far right, we'll see Advanced SEO. We can go to Structured Data Markup, and we can add our new markup. We'll just call this one Home Page, or Home Page. We'll paste in our script real quick, and then we can press Apply. Attributes right here are all empty, so it's not really going to work. So let's just type in Wix Fix, and then we can type in like wixfix.com, and now we can go ahead and press Apply, and there you go. Now we have our own little markup for the home page. And basically what that's going to do is help us with search engines. So we could do something like this. If you just kind of play around in here, we could also do stuff for videos, recipes. If you're a local business, this would probably be the best one to use. If you have maybe like a couple shops or something, job postings, FAQ page, events, breadcrumbs, articles, which this one is typically what the Wix blog post will use. However, if it's a how-to article, then you might want to use the how-to. So yeah, I highly suggest you just kind of play around with these, figure out which one you want to use. And this site has a bunch of different resources, and you can use SEMrush as a resource as well for learning more about schema markup and how to use it properly for your website to maximize and get the best results. But that basically wraps it up for today's video. If you all enjoyed, please go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next one.